From headshot to mugshot,
Public official soliciting funds to benefit himself or his business associate.
a Miami-Dade commissioner is now awaiting trial. Ghost candidate scandal.
Ben Harris called his cousin Stephen Smith.
A third-party candidate case heads to trial in Florida. And behind the scenes at the Washington, D.C. Bureau,
I'm incredibly excited about the new FIU in D.C.
as we debut new digs for our student journalists. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
And I'm Julian Davis. Today it's Wednesday, August 31st, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
A Miami-Dade commissioner is back home this morning after getting charged, turning himself in, and then getting released on bond. The Miami-Dade state attorney holding a news conference yesterday to display the evidence against Commissioner Joe Martinez.
The network's Kenya Cardone was there.
From frontrunner for Miami-Dade County Sheriff to an inmate behind bars, Miami-Dade County Commissioner Joe Martinez surrendered to authorities on Tuesday, and he now faces 2 felony charges: unlawful compensation and conspiracy to commit unlawful compensation. According to an arrest affidavit, Martinez received payments totaling $15,000 from Extra supermarket owner George Negrin and landlord Sergio Delgado. Investigators suspect that the money serves as compensation for Martinez's efforts to assist the business with its hefty citations for illegally occupying several storage container units on the property. Guarded by gates, as you can see, the containers were said to be stored behind this Extra supermarket. Legislation, however, prohibits containers from being kept on properties that are below 10 acres. This has left Delgado with approximately $25,000 in accrued citation fees. A press conference was held yesterday at State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rondo's office, where she, along with Miami-Dade Inspector General Felix Jimenez, detailed the allegations. They explained how the investigation dates all the way back to 2016 amidst Martinez's transition into office as commissioner.
The prospect of a public official soliciting funds to benefit himself or his business associate is both illegal and it's offensive.
Among the chaos, phone calls and texts were shared between Martinez and Delgado, some revealing questionable intentions.
If it's about the container, rest assured we are working on it.
Released on bond, Martinez was seen walking out of TGK Correctional Center yesterday, telling reporters, quote, "One day when I have a chance to talk to you, I'll talk to all of you. Right now, I'm just going to go and just deal with that." Reporting for South Florida Media Network, I'm Kenya Cardone.
New images this morning showing the documents removed from former President's South Florida home. The Department of Justice suspects U.S. government documents were among the items removed from a storage room inside the President's Palm Beach's Mar-a-Lago resort. And officials suspect it was in an effort to halt the FBI's investigation. The DOJ filing is in response to the former President Donald Trump's lawsuit, which was seeking a special master to review the seized documents.
Opening statements in Sanford, Florida today. It's a trial for the first 3 people tied to the alleged ghost candidate scheme. As the network's Amanda Milian reports, the defendant is accused of making illegal contributions to an alleged spoiler candidate.
Ben Harris called his cousin Stephen Smith.
Benjamin Paris arrived in court for jury selection as prosecutors began the first trial related to Seminole County's so-called ghost candidate scandal. That alleged spoiler candidate, Justine Iannotti, is expected to testify that she was recruited to run for the District 9 Florida Senate seat. At the time, Paris was working at the Seminole County Chamber of Commerce. His boss there just happened to be Jason Brodeur, the incumbent state senator. Brodeur is not accused of any crimes and has denied knowledge of the ghost candidate scheme. As you can see from the November 2020 election results, Brodeur won that Senate seat by a slim margin over his Democratic opponent, Patricia Sigmund. Many believe Iannotti, who ran as an independent, siphoned votes away from Sigmund, but not enough to change the outcome of the race.
Perhaps that's a good place to start.
Even if Paris did recruit the ghost candidate to run against his former boss, That's not a crime. The crime Paris committed, according to prosecutors, was donating $200 to Ayanadi's campaign under his cousin's name instead of his own name. Paris's cousin, who denies giving money to Ayanadi, has been subpoenaed as a witness. Paris has pleaded not guilty to that misdemeanor charge, which carries a maximum penalty of a year in jail or a $1,000 fine. Ayanadi and political consultant James Eric Fogelsong have both been charged with felonies. Both have pleaded not guilty. Opening statements are set for Wednesday. This is Amanda Milian, South Florida Media Network.
Today, the international community is mourning the loss of one of the most well-known leaders in the world. Gorbachev was the last leader of the Soviet Union before the USSR was reformed. He is credited in helping end the Cold War and taking down the Iron Curtain that divided communist and non-communist countries in Europe. The hospital in Moscow where he died says that he was suffering a long and serious illness, but the specific illness has not been announced.
Wreaths and messages surround the site where Princess Diana crashed 25 years ago today. Princess Lady Di died at the age of 36 in a high-speed car crash, and there is still outpouring grief shared by those who visit the site. They can be seen paying tribute to her. Investigations indicate that if she had worn her seatbelt, she might have survived the accident.
Queen Elizabeth II is planning on breaking a 70-year-old tradition by appointing Britain's new Prime Minister in Scotland. For the first time in her 70-year-old reign, the Queen will be appointing the new British Prime Minister at her summer home in Balmoral, Scotland, next week instead of the traditional palace in London. This is due to the 96-year-old Queen's health and the beginning of her journey to do less.
The Marlins playing at home and revisiting their rivalry, the Tampa Bay Rays.
That's still ahead, and so is his story.
I'm sure it's going to be beautiful once it all finishes up.
To the Magic City, right in the heart of the nation's capital, we take you inside our DC bureau. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
The Marlins finding themselves on a 3-game losing streak this morning after being defeated by the Rays here at home. Even though the Rays all-star pitcher Shane McClanahan was scratched due to an injury moments before he was supposed to start, Tampa Bay is still able to gain a comfortable lead from Miami. The final score was Tampa 7, Miami 2. The Fish look for redemption at tonight as they face the Rays again for their last game of their 2-game series. Nestled a few blocks from the Capitol, reporters in FIU's DC Bureau have opened the door to their newly renovated Media Hub and Talent Lab this semester.
The network's Victoria Duran is on location to give us a look into FIU's own piece of South Florida in DC.
Welcome to FIU in DC. Since FIU first launched this program, it has continued to grow, and now its DC facility has undergone major transformation with renovations starting back in December.
I'm incredibly excited about the new FIU in DC. We'll have the space that we need to accommodate them all, plus the first floor space will make FIU visible to the whole world here in the nation's capital.
At any given time, you'll find FIU students using the editing bay, producing stories for South Florida Immediate Network, or here in the office spaces working on various projects.
I think it's great. Right now it's still in the works. There's, people coming and going, just working on a lot of things, but I'm sure it's going to be beautiful once it all finishes up.
FIU launched its DC hub back in 2016, which blends the energy of South Florida with the action of the nation's capital. Studying here has its advantages.
FIU students should participate in FIU and DC's Talent Lab programs because there's something for everyone in Washington. So no matter what specific interests or career goals you have, if you want to make a national impact in that field, we can assist you with the right placements and programs.
South Florida students will be here until November and December. The semester ends with a capstone presentation in Miami for faculty and students. I'm Victoria Duran, reporting for the South Florida Media Network here in Washington, D.C.
Time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Julian Davis.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.